Should you send emails or LinkedIn messages for B2B prospecting? In this video, I will compare the efficiency of emails versus LinkedIn messages and emails using 7 key indicators: reply rate, follow-up, velocity, deliverability, cost, data management, and scaling. And make sure to watch this video till the end because I will show you that you don't even need to choose between email and LinkedIn messages, and you can use both techniques to increase your reply rate. The data I will present in this video comes from different sources, and you can check all these sources in the description of this video. So let's start with reply rate. So as you know, email inboxes are super flooded, and the average response rate to a cold email is between 1 and 10%. It doesn't mean that you can have super high reply rate for your cold emails. You can totally have 70% reply rate if you send super personalized cold emails, but the average is between 1 and 10%. LinkedIn inboxes are less flooded, and that's why the reply rate is a little bit higher, between 5 and 20%. The winner of this category is email, because emails have an average reply rate between 10 and 25%. If you don't know what emails are, this is a LinkedIn premium feature that allows you to skip the connection request step and send messages directly to second and third degree connection without sending a connection request first. Obviously, it's not because you will send an email or a LinkedIn message that your messages will have a higher reply rate. The basic of getting a high reply rate is to personalize your outreach. And if you want to know how to increase the reply rate to your messages, I made a whole video about this topic, and this video will appear just right here. Regarding follow-ups, on average, 95% of people will reply after the 7th cold email, whereas 95% of people will reply after the 4th LinkedIn message. So essentially, you need less follow-ups on LinkedIn to get a reply. As for emails, you can't follow up on email. So if you send an email and you don't get a reply, you will have to send an email or send a LinkedIn message to follow up on this first message. Now let's talk about velocity. So for emails, you can send between 150 and 200 emails per day with an email address. But know that before that, you need to warm up your email address. You can create an email address and then directly send 150 or 200 emails per day. You have to gradually increase the number of emails you send every day. And for that, you can use a warm-up tool to warm up your email address. Personally, for that, I use MailReach, and I will also leave the link in the description. Regarding LinkedIn messages, you can only send between 100 and 200 LinkedIn connection requests per week. So that makes LinkedIn outreach much slower than email outreach. As for emails, you can only send 50 emails per month. So that's obviously way too low if you want to make prospecting your main B2B lead generation channel, and you can't rely only on that. To increase the number of emails you can send, there are a few techniques that exist that you can use. And if you want to discover them, I have left a link just right here. Now let's talk about deliverability. When you send an email to someone, you have to avoid spam and land in the main inbox. For that, you have to preserve the reputation of your domain. You have to set up your email domain correctly, and your email deliverability is something you constantly have to work on to make sure your emails always land in the main inbox of your prospect. With LinkedIn messages, you don't have deliverability problem. If you send a message, you are sure that your prospect will receive it. The thing is, you can only send direct messages to your first degree connections. You can't contact your second and third degree connection directly with LinkedIn messages. You have to send a connection request first. As we saw before, you can only send 100 to 200 connection requests per week, and these connection requests are limited to 300 characters. The acceptance rates of connection requests on LinkedIn is approximately between 30 and 40%. So you only get between 30 and 40% chances that your prospect will read your message. With emails, you don't have this problem. You can send email to first degree connection, second degree connection, and third degree connection. They will receive your message directly into their main LinkedIn inbox. Now let's talk about costs. If you want to contact your prospect by email, well, you need to find their emails. And for that, you need to use a paid email finder tool. For example, at Evaboot, we charge $19 for 1,000 email searches. And this includes email search and email verification. But sometimes you have to pay for one email finder tool and one email verification tool. With LinkedIn messages, you don't have this problem as all LinkedIn profiles are public and you can find them using the LinkedIn search engine. As for emails, well, to get emails, you got to get subscribed to one of the LinkedIn premium offers. The most used by salespeople is LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and for Sales Navigator, you need to pay $99 per month, and with this subscription, you have 50 emails. The next topic is data management. When you use an email finder, the email finder will never find 100% of your prospect emails. Most of the time, they will find between 60% and 80% of the emails. And within this 80% of emails, only the half will be valid emails. It means that you are sure that this email really exists. It means that if you prospect with email only, every time you build a lead list and you use an email finder to find the emails of your prospect, you have to give up between 20% and 40% of your leads. Plus, if your leads moves from a company to another, it will also change emails. That's why you have to constantly update your email database to be sure to have the right emails in your CRM. It means that every 3 months or 6 months, you have to rerun the email finder on these leads and repay for email credits. With LinkedIn and emails, data management is much more simple because the LinkedIn URL of a profile always stays the same. There are two kinds of LinkedIn URLs: the public LinkedIn URL that can be edited by the user, and the hidden, unique LinkedIn URL that can be edited and will always stay the same. If you use Evaboot to extract your Sales Navigator searches, you know that we provide this URL so you can store it in your CRM and don't have to worry about your leads changing their LinkedIn URLs. Plus, if your leads change jobs, their LinkedIn URL stays the same, so you don't have to worry about that either. Our last topic is scaling. It is really easy to scale email outreach. The only thing you need to do is create multiple email addresses, warm them up, and send 150 200 emails per day with each email address. But be careful if you do that, you have to really monitor your email deliverability, because if you send thousands of emails every week, you might land in spam. That is why it is really important to warm up your email addresses and to send really good cold emails to ensure high reply rates so Gmail don't flag your domain. On the other hand, scaling LinkedIn messages sending is really painful. You have two solutions. You ask your salespeople if you can take their LinkedIn accounts to automate them, but surely half of them will refuse. And the second option is to create fake LinkedIn accounts, fake SDR accounts to prospect on LinkedIn. But obviously, LinkedIn is fighting this practice and you have to be really careful with that, otherwise LinkedIn will ban these accounts. The best thing you can do is actually to convince your salespeople to connect their LinkedIn account to an automation tool and ensure them that you won't do anything bad with them. As for emails, they are really expensive to scale because if you want to send more than 50 emails per month, you will have to multiply, for example, your LinkedIn Sales Navigator subscription. So let's say you have 3 LinkedIn accounts, you will need to buy 3 Sales Navigator subscription to triple the number of emails you can send. With this information, you can see that there is not a clear winner between emails, LinkedIn messages, and emails. They all have advantages and drawbacks. It really depends on your use case and the way you want to prospect. And actually, the best way to do B2B prospecting is to combine emails, LinkedIn messages, and emails to get the best results. My advice for you is to proceed like this. First, start all your prospecting campaigns with emails because you can send up to 200 emails per day. So that's your best resource. Send at least 2 or 3 emails before moving to another channel. If you don't get replies to your emails, then you can use LinkedIn messages. That way you only use your LinkedIn capacity for people that have not replied to your emails. And if your prospects don't reply to your LinkedIn connection request and messages, you can use emails as a last resort to contact them. Emails are your scarcest resource and you don't want to waste them before you have tried everything else. You can do this process manually, but if you want to automate that, you can use a multi-channel outreach tool like LGN. Okay, so now I will show you what you can do using a multi-channel outreach tool. So the first step here is, for example, if you extracted a sales navigator search and you use an email finder to find the email of your prospect, the first step will be to divide your audience, the audience with emails and the audience without emails. So for that, you can use this in LGM. You can put a condition here as an email. And for the people for who you have the emails, you put them in the email sequence. And if you don't have the emails, you put them into a LinkedIn sequence. Then you can program follow-ups as in any outreach tool. But the thing is that with LGM, you can also say, like, put a condition if this person has a LinkedIn profile, so you have the LinkedIn URL, you can transfer this contact into a LinkedIn sequence here. So here, if no reply, has a LinkedIn. If no, I continue my email sequence. And if I have the LinkedIn URL of your prospect, I can start here the LinkedIn sequence by adding this person and sending a connection request. And same thing here, if you send an email and the email bounce, because like in any email campaign, you will have a small amount of email that will bounce. And for those emails, you can directly redirect them into a LinkedIn sequence so you don't lose these leads and you start a conversation anyway, even if the email bounce. And here you can put another condition if the connection request is accepted or not accepted. So for now, LGM doesn't offer the possibility to send emails. So if you need emails, absolutely, you can use Expandy because they already are offering this option. LGM will add it soon, but not for now. You can imagine that this thing here will be an email sending. Okay, so I don't have the email, I send a connection request, and if the connection request is not accepted, I can send an email. And if the connection request is accepted, I can send LinkedIn messages, follow up, and the nice thing is that I can even send voice messages. So I can try to send 1, 2, 3 classic LinkedIn message, and if I don't get a reply, I can try the voice message because maybe that will trigger the curiosity of my prospect. And then again, if my LinkedIn message and voice message sequence doesn't work, I can go back to the email. If you'd like to try LGM to do multi-channel cold outreach, I've left the link in the description. And remember guys, the most important is not the channel, it's the message itself. So whatever channel you are using, make sure to send short and personalized messages to your prospects. If you have any question on how to use multi-channel cold outreach to increase your reply rate, please feel free to put your question in the comment section. I read and reply to every comment. Thanks for watching guys, and I see you in the next one.